Hi, everyone. Today we are going to look at red licorice alternatives for those living in the gluten-free lifestyle. And I have found three red licorice substitutes that are gluten-free. I really miss my Twizzlers and my Red Vines. And so I was on a search for a gluten-free red licorice substitute. All right, so today I have Jelly Belly Scotty Dogs. And I got three packages that are 2.75 ounces for $9.99. I ordered these off Amazon, but folks that sell Jelly Belly products, a lot of times will have these Scotty dogs on hand. And so you may be able to get them around the same price, is my guess, by not having to order off Amazon. The bummer part about ordering off Amazon is the ones I got, I think, are a little bit harder, so maybe a little older. I'll go ahead and try it for you. They're shaped like little dogs. These ones are quite sticky, just so you know. So if I'm chewing a lot, that's why. But these are fantastic. These, I looked at the ingredients. These have a little bit of licorice root extract in them, so they have just a hint of licorice flavor. So it kind of differentiates them from that just gummy candy that you could get gluten-free anywhere. These are more like a licorice. Um, their first ingredient is tapioca syrup. So anyway, these are a good substitute. These are fantastic tasty. Pardon me while I chew, because these are very chewy. We'll go on to the next one. These are called Smart Sweets. And these are neat because they're shaped like actual red vines. But these are a little bit less sugar, 90% less sugar than traditional licorice candy, 2 grams of sugar per bag, and they're plant-based. So this is a little more healthy. The first ingredient here is soluble corn fiber. So that's kind of interesting. And these are actually manufactured in Vancouver, BC. Anyway, I got these at TJ Maxx, but I've seen them at other like health food type stores. And I believe they were about $5 at TJ Maxx. I got them at a health food store for about $6. So they're not cheap. And there aren't all that many of them. It's 1.8 ounces in here. I'm going to eat one. Again, it looks just like licorice. And these are really good. They don't taste much like licorice, I'll be honest, but they're really good. And they do look and have the texture of licorice, but they don't have that licorice flavor that the Scotty dogs had. And for the amount you get, it's probably a little more expensive. They're a little less sticky, which is nice on the teeth and nice for the chewing. All right, so the last one I have here is Yum Earth. I got these, or I've seen these at Natural Grocers. I actually got these ones at TJ Maxx as well, which I think was quite expensive. They were like $8 at TJ Maxx. I wanted to get them at Natural Grocers, which they were a little less expensive, like around 6 or 7. But the ones at Natural Grocers, I could tell they were all clumped together and hardened a little bit. And so that's the thing, is if they get a little old, then they're not soft, and that's not good. So let's give these a try. These don't quite look like the red vines at all. Lighter colored. These are strawberry flavored. They also have like a pomegranate flavor. So these aren't quite an exact substitute, but I do kind of equate these with a little bit of a Twizzlers type substitute with that strawberry flavor. And the texture is more licoricey than the Smart Sweets, and very similar to the Scotty Dogs, but a lot less sticky on the teeth. And again, you got to make sure you don't get the ones that are stale because those ones can be hard to chew. I have had stale ones before and they were kind of hard to chew and that stuck more on the teeth. These are healthier. They don't have the artificial dyes that the Scotty dogs have. These do have the red dye in them, which I'm not a real fan of. And these are vegan and not as much of the sugar as well. But these do have the licorice root powder in them, so they have a little bit more of the licorice flavor. So who wins the battle here? Not the fly or bug that wants to seem to get into my video. So Scotty Dogs wins the video for being, or wins the contest for being the most like a red licorice substitute in taste and probably a little bit texture too, but in looks and chewability and the fact that there are way less calories and sugar in them, I would pick these ones. Price is probably the Scotty Dogs. They're a little less expensive. For convenience of being able to purchase them, I would pick these. These have a zip top up top, so you can keep them around for a while. The others don't. They do come in a bigger package. This is 5 ounces, so it was quite a bit more expensive, but it is quite a bit bigger. I've seen these around a lot more. I've seen them at natural grocers, but I've seen them at other natural grocer type stores. Whereas these Smart Sweet ones are a little harder to find, but like I said, I like them better just from the health aspect. And the Scotty Dogs, though, if you're craving that true substitute, go for the Scotty Dogs. All right. Either way, don't let yourself be deprived eating gluten-free. If you are craving that substitute, go and find it. Thanks for watching.